exactly step by step how to get out of a rump or a slump, a rut or a slump, or a plateau in your faith. And if you follow this exactly, then you will 100% feel closer to God, guaranteed. No, so actually there is no like formula that helps everyone, but today I am going to talk about like how God has insanely showed up in my life and helped me so much lately. And it's helped me like not only grow so much closer to him, but also like it's brought so much joy and contentment into my life. And also I was really hoping to film this video to catch up because I feel like all I've done lately have been vlogs and I haven't actually talked to you guys. So I was really excited to talk to you. Plus, I really need to paint my nails. So, win-win. And I'm literally like sitting on the floor in my room right now. And I just want this to be a really real video. And like my tripod right now, it's no longer the spiky thing. I have this little adventure fund box with coins in it and a tripod for my future camera. And that is my current tripod. Please ignore the mess. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video and take something away from it, and let's get into it. Where I've been at lately is like I've been at in a very self-focused place, and I've noticed like over time like a pattern is all my problems kind of seem to stem from me being focused on myself and my own problems, and it just leads to seasons of like major ups and downs and like discontentment. That's something I like really struggle with, is like I always feel like there's something better that I'm missing, or there's been better times. I even like compare my situation to situations where times have been better, and lately I've been very focused on my own feelings and like my reputation, my looks, and like especially my productivity. Like I get in this state where I have to be, it's very all or nothing. Like I have to do everything. I have to, you know, wake up early, do my workouts, do my devos, go for walks, and then also be productive in school, and then come home and like keep working, work on my videos, practice for Emmaus, like everything, and there's no rest time. My only refueling time is like spent with friends at school and like talking to Jesus in the mornings. And like, yeah, I can do that for a little while, but if I'm always focused, like even in classes too, I can't focus in classes because I'm always thinking we have a little bit of downtime. I should be working on an assignment for another class, and there's just like no rest. It's just go, go, go. And as much as I don't like taking time to rest, it's become really selfish because in this productivity, I'm only thinking about myself. If I'm asked to go help with something, I don't want to because it takes away from the time I could be using to do things for myself, which is that's not where I want to be. So there's that side of it, like the getting caught up in the productivity. There's a difference between like being productive and being like self-focused, you know? I definitely have crossed the line into only thinking about what benefits myself. The other problem with like me being focused on myself is I get caught up in things so much, like my own situation, my environment, that I can't see around them. I always forget that things come in seasons and that they're temporary, and that's also where my journal has been very helpful. I can look back on times that I wrote about earlier. I'll get more into that later. But anyways, in this productive rut, I just kind of did my devos and my podcast that I've been listening to out of habit, and I wasn't really taking anything away from them. You know, I wasn't really listening. If you asked me after I listened to the devo or the podcast what it was about, I couldn't tell you. I wasn't retaining any of it, and this is not clean. So all of this kind of added up, just led to me like going through the motions day to day, and I was striving for like happiness through being productive or through planning things with people. It would always be what can benefit me the most, and it was never focused on other people. It was never focused on growing my relationship with Jesus even. It was just, okay, how much can I get done so that I have time to do other things, you know, to other things that'll make me happy in the moment. And as much as I love hanging out with friends, I think I was definitely trying to fill a void with that, to be honest. So all of this has been kind of exhausting lately. Guys, I'm really bad at painting my nails. So anyways, once God really helped me realize that, he's done some pretty incredible things to help get me out of it. One of the things that he's done is put such amazing people in my life, and these people just inspire me in my faith, and I don't know, hearing their perspective, even if I didn't like ask for advice or anything, has been very helpful when I'm stuck in this mindset and I can't see outside of it. And some people, it's been their faith and it's like they're giving me an example, but some people it's just like a new friend and I have an opportunity to love them, and it's just a reminder of why I'm here, you know? Why I'm here is to love people and to share Jesus' love with them, and it's not to better myself in any way. So I actually did a post on Instagram recently about some amazing people in my life that have just made me smile lately. So if you're in there And some people are not part of that post and you have still made my life pretty amazing lately. You know who you are. Another thing that God's done is he's like rekindled my love for worship music. So I always go through phases with music. I'll find a new artist or a new genre and I'll just listen to it on repeat, never stop listening to it until I'm absolutely sick of it. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. And I think worship music, I don't know if it was so much like that or I just kind of got over it. Maybe it kind of was, because summer camp I listened to all worship music all week, and then after that I kept listening to it because I'm like, oh, the camp high, let's just make it last as long as possible. And I think I definitely did get tired of it, so I just didn't listen to it anymore. Like, as I was going to sleep, I just listened to my little at the moment playlist, and like on the drives to school I started listening to reggae, and I still love reggae. But just listening to worship music and listening to the lyrics truly has really helped me, because everything's just, I don't know, it's so much more powerful when it relates to your faith and something deeper than just, oh, I like the sound of this song, you know? One of the biggest things that he's reminded me of lately that's really helped me is my journal. My journal is amazing. I kind of touched on this earlier, but it's been such a good reminder for knowing like things come in seasons, things don't last forever, and my feelings are so fleeting. I can't depend on them at all. So writing my prayer requests, and I've kind of explained what I write in it before, but my prayer requests and answered prayers that like maybe I didn't even write in there, and just really cool like thank yous. I made a whole new section of thank you God, and just writing about even like interactions with certain people or really cool worship moments, anything that I feel like has made an impact on me in my life, I've written in my journal. And I actually, like, since I had time, I went back and read some of my old prayer requests, my old answered prayers, and just I could feel where I was at in that season, and it just shows me either how far I've come or that there's a bright side on the other side of whatever I'm going through. For example, I feel like when I get in this productivity rut, then my to-do list is just never ending. I can never do enough because there's always something else to be done. But then I look back on summer when I had a ton of free time and I just kind of did things, you know, as they came to me. It's a good reminder that I'm not always going to have a never-ending to-do list. Like, yeah, there's always going to be stuff to do, but it's not always going to be pressing like school with deadlines. It's like sometimes I'll just have some seasons of rest, and that'll be refueling for this time that I'm in now. So if you have not started a journal, I would highly recommend starting one because it's been amazing. This is my journal that I use. It was a gift from someone. I have another journal just like it that I used for my summer camp notes. Not sponsored. I honestly don't know what the brand is, but I love it. I would flip through it, but my nails are so really wet. I'm trying so hard not to mess up my nails this time. I think I can make it last because I have a nice easy schedule. I already worked out. Don't have to touch any weights and get nail polish all screwed up. Okay, and then last big thing that God has done in my life is he's just opened my eyes to see everything that he's doing right now and that I'm involved in. Just seeing this has given me like a new energy, like a new passion for life. That's why I wear this bracelet. That is from Elevated Faith. I am an ambassador for that. Not sponsored, but I could put my code. I haven't given you guys my code. My Elevated Faith code will be in the description down below. But this I actually got for being an ambassador. A certain amount of people bought with my code, so I ended up earning this. And it's actually like so nice to see on my wrist. Like, it reminds me what my purpose is. I think the tier was passion and purpose. They have ambassador tiers for a certain number of buys with your code. But it's really giving me a new zest for what God is doing, and it's not just, you know, this day-to-day thing like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, that's, you know, just who I am, and not do anything with it. It reminds me like God is actively doing things in my life, in other people's lives that I get the opportunity to be a part of. And he wants to use me in some situations, whether it's just, you know, saying a kind word to someone, or if it's inviting them to youth group, or just inviting them to random things. That's my favorite thing because then I get to hang out with them. And meeting these new people, that's especially what's been going on. I feel like I've been meeting so many new friends where there's just been like this automatic connection. I just snap, but I can't because my nails. I just feel like God's opened so many doors for me to, you know, get to see their perspective and to love on them and hopefully get to know them better. So yeah, all of that has just given me a lot of energy when I'm stuck in this like just get through the day, you know, mindset. So that's what's really helped me get out of my slump. So the result of what God is doing in my life and the things that he's made me aware of is I'm still gonna take care of myself, you know, exercise, be productive, because that's, you know, that just leads to a nice healthy lifestyle, and it is like kind of relieving knowing that I've worked out, I've done stuff for the day. So otherwise, you know, I just won't get it done. And I'll still be hanging out with people that, you know, will charge my little social battery, but that's not what my joy depends on. I'm not gonna strive for happiness anymore. I'm going to focus on being content in the Lord and knowing that God loves me and nothing matters more than that. So basically I want to shift my priorities so that I'm not always focused on what's best for myself. I don't want anything to take away from being a light for Jesus and from building that connection with him. So any extra time I spend on devos and journaling, that is not wasted time, and that's something I'm going to constantly need to remind myself. So the actual habits that I want to put into place, and that's why I love having a channel, because, you know, it's kind of like you holding me accountable. Even if you don't say anything, I know that it's out there for the world to see. I've said it. So what I want to do is I want to listen to more worship music. And actually a long time ago, I had this moment where I just kind of felt overwhelmed by the world. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just felt like you know what it was? It was when there was no youth group for a while, and I didn't make it to church on a Sunday, and I felt so separated from the Christian community. And part of it was the music I was listening to. I wasn't listening to any worship music at that point, so I just felt like I was in a very worldly place. And even though I live in a Christian home, it was like I needed that private, personal connection to God. And sometimes I get through that at church or at youth group, like through the worship and stuff. I just didn't get that at that point. So what I did for a day was I listened to all worship music. And by the end of it, I have to admit, I did it out of conviction, not out of like wanting to. So I was pretty tired of worship music by the end of the day. Actually, I think I did it for longer than a day. I think I did it for like 3 days. That makes more sense. But honestly, I think I'm gonna do that at some point soon. Once I get a chance, I'm gonna listen to only Christian music for a day, because that's what I want to do in this case. Oh my gosh, my foot is falling asleep. Another thing I want to do is I want to journal a lot more. So I never said I wanted it to be a daily thing, because then it becomes like a diary where I'm like writing everything I did in a day. And I actually did that once, and it just turned into me like bragging to myself about everything that I did in a day. So I don't want to say it's like a daily commitment, because that doesn't work as well for me. But anytime I'm grateful for something or I have a prayer request, I want to go straight to God, straight to my journal, and write it down before I forget it. Then with my journaling more, that means I'll get to look back on old prayer requests more and see how they're answered, and that just is such a good reminder for my faith, how faithful God is and how much God shows up. And another thing I want to do is I want to serve more with a joyful heart. I don't want to be focused on myself, and I already am serving a lot in my youth group, but I want to, anytime I'm asked to do something extra and I want to say yes with my whole heart and not be like, oh, but this is taking away from time. I could be editing or exercising or doing homework. No, there's always going to be time for that. I want to focus on other people instead of myself. And with that, I want to shift the focus away from myself. I know I'm just repeating myself at this point. That's my main goal here, is to get out of my rut. I really want to focus more on God and other people than myself. So like I said, still taking care of myself, because you can't pour from an empty cup. I'm really just scraping the nail polish off of the sides by now. But those are my goals for right now in this season, and getting out of my rut and my slump, my plateau, whatever you want to call it. I've already kind of put these things into practice, and oh my gosh, I've already seen such a big difference in my life and just in my feelings and how I get through the day easier. Yeah, I really hope this inspired you and helped you in some way, whether you're in a rut in your faith or just in your life. Like, you can apply this anywhere. If anyone was wondering, I actually already messed up my nails. This thing, not nice looking. The rest of them, actually, I don't want to show you. I really appreciate you guys being here. It truly means the world to me. And I'm really hoping that this channel just keeps growing and that we have the best community, because I would love to keep going with this. I think it's really fun, and I love that I get to just talk to you guys. Like, I don't know, this is a memory for me. There's something about processing it out loud and having like some sort of recording of it. I don't know, I'm really excited to look back on these in like 5 years and see where I was at, because that's just another way. It's like journaling, but video journaling. Anyways, have a great day, you guys. Go be a light somewhere today. Remember, Jesus loves you so much.